The galaxy fell silent after Earth launched its devastating counterstrike. Sci-fi. The galaxy had always thought of Earth as a quiet, backward planet. Its people were small, scattered, and divided. They had wars among themselves, strange governments, and no real presence in the stars. To the alien powers that ruled the galaxy, Earth was a minor annoyance, a planet to ignore until it became useful or dangerous. But the aliens were wrong. John Carter, the president of Earth, sat in his office looking at the holoscreen that floated above his desk. The screen showed the alien fleet approaching the outer colonies. He could see hundreds of ships, massive and silver, moving like predators through space. "They're faster than we expected," said Lisa Morrow, his top defense strategist. Her voice was calm, but her hands clenched into fists. "They've already destroyed 2 colonies. If we don't act, the others will fall too." John rubbed his face. He was tired, older than he looked, but he knew he had to make a choice. "Can they be stopped?" he asked. "Not with what we have right now. They're too strong, too coordinated. If we fight, we'll lose. But if we surrender, we lose everything anyway. The galaxy will decide our fate for us." For weeks, Earth had been sending messages to the alien coalition. They asked for peace, they offered tribute, and they promised to share technology. All the messages were ignored. The aliens did not reply. They did not negotiate. They assumed humanity would surrender when the bombs began. The first strikes were brutal. The orbital defense stations around the colonies went dark, one by one. Each explosion lit the darkness of space with a bright flash that could be seen from Earth. News feeds showed crumbling stations and fleeing colonists, but Earth itself remained untouched. People on Earth watched silently. There were no parades, no celebrations, only fear. Cities were tense, and everyone waited for the day when the war would come to their doorsteps. In a hidden command center beneath the mountains of Colorado, Colonel Alex Ramirez studied the incoming data. The room was dark, lit only by the glowing screens that showed alien ships, trajectories, and tactical reports. Ramirez was a veteran. He had seen small conflicts on Earth, but nothing like this. "They think we're weak," he said. His voice was low, almost a growl. "They have no idea what we can do." Ben Hawkins, an engineer who had spent years designing experimental weapons in secret, leaned over a console. "We can't fight them head-on," he said. "Not yet. But we can do something else. Something they won't expect." Alex raised his eyebrows. "Like what?" "We've hidden our real strength. The galaxy thinks we're simple, slow, backward. But we've been building quietly. We've been preparing for this moment, without anyone noticing. They'll regret underestimating us." Meanwhile, John Carter made a public address to Earth. His words were calm, measured, meant to keep panic at bay. "My fellow humans," he said, "we face a challenge unlike anything we have seen. Forces from beyond our world are attacking our colonies. Some may think we are weak. Some may think we will surrender. But we will not. We will do what is necessary to survive, and we will show the galaxy that humanity is not to be ignored." Citizens across the planet listened. Some cried, some prayed, and some clenched their fists in silent determination. For the first time, many realized that Earth was not alone, and that it had enemies who wanted to destroy everything. Alien ships moved closer to the colonies. Their movements were precise, like the strokes of a painter, and each strike was calculated. Yet the humans watching from afar noticed something strange. The aliens seemed confident, almost arrogant. They assumed victory before the battle had even begun. On one of the smaller colonies, young pilot Ryan Cole looked out from his fighter ship at the massive alien fleet. He had trained for this moment his whole life. His hands shook slightly on the controls, not from fear, but from anticipation. "They think we'll run," he muttered to himself. "They don't know humans." Back on Earth, in laboratories and factories, civilians worked alongside soldiers. Engineers converted regular machines into weapons. Scientists developed energy shields that could bend light and hide ships. Ordinary people were learning to build extraordinary things. The entire planet was moving toward the same goal: survival. Even children felt the tension. Schools taught emergency drills and families stored supplies in basements and bunkers. But there was also hope, a quiet pride in what humans were capable of. Lisa Morrow studied the alien fleet patterns late at night. She could see how they coordinated their attacks, how they predicted human reactions. Yet she noticed a flaw, something small, something they overlooked. "They don't expect us to fight smart," she said softly. "They think we only fight with weapons they can see. But we have ideas. We have strategy. And sometimes ideas can be more powerful than fleets." President Carter and his advisors held meetings deep into the night.
They discussed surrender, defense, and counterattack. Every choice carried risk.
Every action could mean death for millions. But Carter knew one truth: humanity could not survive as a conquered species. Outside, the alien fleet continued its march. They destroyed another colony, their weapons leaving nothing behind but debris and silence. The galaxy watched and believed Earth would follow. But beneath the surface, Earth was not idle. Secret bases hummed with energy. Rockets were prepared, and experimental weapons were tested in hidden ranges. Engineers and soldiers worked together as a single organism, every person knowing that their actions could change the course of history. Colonel Ramirez walked through one of the secret hangars. Rows of ships were being armed with new technology. Young pilots ran simulations, and mechanics made adjustments in real time. "They think we are weak," Ramirez said again, louder this time. "But they are wrong. The galaxy will learn the hard way." Ben Hawkins joined him, holding a small device that glowed faintly. "This is just the beginning," he said. "They will never see what's coming." Not yet. Even as the alien fleets tore through human colonies, Earth remained silent. No alarms blared across the planet. No mass evacuations were needed. The world held its breath, waiting, watching, preparing. In the capitals of other galactic powers, leaders whispered about Earth. "It is only a matter of time before they are crushed," said one. Another shook his head. "They are insignificant. Why worry?" And that was exactly the mistake humans relied on. Because humans were unpredictable. Humans were stubborn. Humans were clever. And humans, when cornered, could rise in ways the galaxy could not imagine. By the time the first alien scouts reached the edge of Earth's defensive systems, they found empty skies. They found no fleets waiting. They found no surrender. And in the hearts of the humans preparing below, there was a quiet, burning thought. The galaxy had not yet seen what Earth could do. John Carter stood in the war room, watching the stars through the massive viewing window. "We will survive," he said softly. "Not because they are weak, but because we are strong. Not because we are many, but because we are human." Lisa Morrow nodded beside him. "And soon they will know it too." The galaxy did not yet know, but it was about to learn. Earth stayed quiet, even as the alien fleets moved through the galaxy. crushing colonies and claiming victory in advance.
Everyone outside the planet believed that humans were weak, broken, and ready to surrender.
They could not have been more wrong. Beneath the surface, in hidden bases spread across the continents, humanity was alive with activity. Factories once making consumer goods now churned out weapons and armor. Ordinary machines were transformed into tools of war. Engineers, scientists, and volunteers worked together without rest, each understanding the importance of what they were doing. Colonel Alex Ramirez walked through one of the largest secret bases in Nevada. It was built deep underground, protected from the alien sensors. Rows of human-made fighters lined the hangars, each one equipped with technology the aliens would never expect. The engines glowed faintly, ready to launch. Ben Hawkins was there too, examining one of the experimental ships. "These aren't just fighters," he said. "They are smart. They can change their path, hide from sensors, and strike exactly where we need them to." Alex nodded. "The aliens think they understand war. They think numbers and size matter most. They don't know humans can fight differently. They don't know humans can think faster, act smarter." In another part of the world, pilot Ryan Cole trained endlessly. Simulations ran continuously, testing every possible scenario against the alien ships. Ryan's hands moved over the controls with practiced precision, learning to anticipate attacks and make split-second decisions. "You have to be ready for anything," said his instructor, Captain Eva Lang. "They won't fight like humans. They will be ruthless, fast, and cruel. But humans have something they don't: creativity, instinct. That is our advantage." Cities sent volunteers to help build supplies. Farmers harvested extra crops to feed soldiers. Engineers designed new energy shields and stealth systems. People who had never held a weapon were learning to operate complex machinery. Everyone understood that survival required teamwork, courage, and sacrifice. President John Carter met with his top advisors in a secure command center beneath Washington. Lisa Morrow, Alex Ramirez, and Ben Hawkins were there. They spoke in quiet voices, careful not to waste energy or attention on fear. "We can't fight them head-on," Lisa said, pointing to a holographic map of the galaxy. "They are too strong, too coordinated. But we don't need to."
We need to make them think we are weak. Let them overconfidently move forward.
Then we strike. And when we do, the galaxy won't know what hit them. We've spent years preparing for this moment. This is the time to show what humans can do when pushed to the edge. Meanwhile, across the oceans, young engineers like Emma Brooks worked on a new kind of weapon. It was small, unlike the massive alien destroyers, but it could disrupt enemy systems. She tested it again and again, each failure teaching her more. "This will work," she whispered to herself. "They won't see it coming." Even children and teenagers played a part. Schools became training grounds, teaching strategy, emergency response, and teamwork. Families learned to help each other survive in crisis. From the youngest to the oldest, everyone contributed to the plan. In space, Ryan Cole and his squadron practiced maneuvers in secret training orbits. They flew through asteroid fields, dodged invisible lasers, and learned to operate with precision in complete darkness. Every mistake was a lesson. Every success was a step closer to readiness. Captain Eva Lang watched him. "The aliens think Earth is easy to conquer. That's why they will make mistakes. They will underestimate us at every turn."
Back on the planet, Ben Hawkins showed Alex Ramirez a small, round device. "This can disable their communication chips in minutes," he said.
Darlic, Bradnow, Bree, had one well-placed device, and their fleets will be blind. They'll fight blindly, and we can take advantage of it. The galaxy doesn't expect humans to have this level of technology. They think we only react, but we can act first, and that is what will save us. Meanwhile, Lisa Morrow worked with teams of analysts to study alien tactics. They noticed patterns in their attacks, but more importantly, they noticed weaknesses. The aliens relied on central command signals. They assumed their orders would always reach every ship. They did not consider that a small disruption could cause chaos. Lisa smiled faintly. They don't know how fragile they are. One mistake, one strike, and they could crumble. At the same time, Earth's leaders prepared a message to the galaxy, not one of surrender, but of warning. It was only a symbol, a signal that humans were thinking, planning, and ready to act. In private, President Carter spoke to Lisa and Alex. They think we are afraid. They think we are weak. They think we are weak.
Let them think that. Fear makes them careless.
Pride makes them blind. And that is how we will survive. As the days passed, the alien fleets moved closer to Earth's systems. Colonies were under attack. Entire populations had been displaced or destroyed. The galaxy assumed Earth's defeat was inevitable. But on the planet, preparation continued in silence. The world did not panic. There were no riots, no mass evacuations, only focused effort. Humans understood that panic would not help. Only careful planning, teamwork, and courage would allow them to survive. In one of the underground hangars, Ryan Cole finished another training run. Sweat ran down his face. He stepped out of the cockpit and looked at the fleet of human-made ships lined up in formation. Each one was ready. Each pilot was ready. Every human involved understood that the time for action would come soon. Colonel Ramirez walked beside him. Soon, the galaxy will see that humans are not as simple as they think. Soon, they will realize that underestimating us was their first mistake. Across Earth, civilians, soldiers, and leaders all worked toward the same goal. Factories operated day and night. Weapons were tested and perfected. Strategies were refined, and simulations ran continuously. Even in quiet moments, everyone understood the importance of what they were doing. Ben Hawkins adjusted the small device that could disable alien ships. Just one of these in the right place, he said, and their fleet will collapse. They won't understand it. They won't see it coming. The aliens continued their advance, oblivious to the storm building beneath the quiet planet they thought they had cornered. They believed that Earth would surrender. They believed that humans were weak, and that belief was their greatest mistake. President Carter walked along the halls of the underground command center. He passed engineers, soldiers, and analysts, all working in silence. He saw determination in their eyes, courage in their faces. He felt a quiet pride. They think we will fall, he said softly to himself, but they don't know humans. Soon they will learn, she said, and when they do, it will change the galaxy forever. Even as alien fleets destroyed colonies and claimed victories, Earth remained silent. There were no cries of surrender. There were no empty buildings. There were no signs of fear dominating the planet. Instead, there was preparation, focus, and determination. Every human knew their role. Every human understood the plan. Every human understood that survival meant more than fighting. It meant outsmarting the enemy, using every tool, every idea, and every ounce of courage. Ben Hawkins activated a test console. The small device pulsed with light. "It's ready," he said. "All we need now is the moment to strike." Colonel Ramirez nodded. "And it will come. When it does, The galaxy will realize that humans are not just survivors. We are fighters.
We are thinkers. We are unstoppable when cornered.
Ryan Cole looked at the stars from his training orbit.
He thought about the colonies being destroyed. He thought about the aliens who thought humans were weak, and he smiled. They don't know what's coming, he said quietly. And Earth remained silent, waiting, preparing, and ready. The galaxy believed it had won. It had no idea that the most dangerous moment for the aliens was still ahead. The quiet preparation continued day and night. Every failure taught humans a lesson. Every success brought them closer to the moment when they would strike. There were no celebrations, no distractions, only focus. Humanity's survival depended on it. In the deepest secret labs, Emma Brooks finished the final test on her weapon. It worked perfectly, hidden inside a small drone that could travel undetected across light years. It would disable enemy fleets before they even realized what was happening. Soon, she whispered, soon they will learn. Colonel Ramirez walked past her, placing a hand on her shoulder. The galaxy thinks we are simple. That is why we will win. Never forget that. And as Earth prepared its hidden arsenal, the galaxy fell silent. No one suspected that beneath that silence, the humans were building the storm that would change everything. One day soon, the quiet planet would act. One day soon, the galaxy would realize that underestimating humans had been the deadliest mistake they could make. And humanity would show its true strength, not in surrender, not in fear, but in determination, ingenuity, and unity. The galaxy believed Earth was weak, broken, and quiet. They believed humans would surrender, that the colony's destruction meant the war was over. But Earth had waited. Earth had prepared, and now it was time. Colonel Alex Ramirez stood on the bridge of one of Earth's largest hidden carriers. Around him, pilots and soldiers worked in silent coordination. The ships, small and fast but equipped with hidden weapons and clever technology, gleamed in the darkness of space. Ben Hawkins stood beside him, checking one of the key devices that would change everything. All systems are ready, he said. One strike, and the alien fleets will lose control of their own ships. This is it. Years of preparation. All of it comes down to this moment. In orbit above Earth, Ryan Cole and his squadron prepared for launch. Their fighters were smaller than the massive alien ships, but they were faster, smarter, and harder to track. Each pilot knew their role. Each knew the plan. Captain Eva Lang addressed the squadron over the comms. Remember, they think we are weak. They think we will panic. We won't. We strike smart. We strike hard. And we will show the galaxy what humans are capable of. Ryan checked his instruments and looked at the fleet ahead. Hundreds of alien ships patrolled the systems beyond Earth, confident, proud, unaware of the storm coming. He felt a chill in his chest, but it was not fear. It was anticipation. Ready for the jump, he said. Good luck, everyone, Eva replied.
May the galaxy remember this day. Deep beneath the surface of the planet, President John Carter, Lisa Morrow, and other leaders watched the operation unfold.
The screen showed the hidden human fleets emerging from secret positions, moving silently, swiftly, and unseen. They think we are hiding, John said quietly. They don't realize this is our advantage. They don't see what we can do until it is too late. Small drones, each carrying Ben Hawkins' devices, moved toward the central command hubs of the alien fleets. They slipped past sensors, invisible to the enemy. Within minutes, entire alien communication networks went dark. Orders stopped reaching their ships. Fleet movements became chaotic. Some ships turned on each other, unsure of what to do. Colonel Ramirez watched the reports flood in. "It's working," he said. "They have no idea what hit them." Ryan Cole led his squadron through the confusion. The alien ships, massive and powerful, were now blind. They could not see the smaller human fighters moving among them. Humans struck at supply lines, disabled weapon systems, and sabotaged engines. Eva Lang's voice crackled over the comms. "Hit the engines of the largest cruisers. Take out their shields. Focus fire on the command ships.
Make them panic. The aliens tried to respond, but their orders came too late.
Their once perfect coordination was gone. Every move they made created more chaos. Back on Earth, civilians watched from hidden screens. The destruction of the colonies had seemed like the end, but now they saw the tide turning. Humans were attacking, not blindly, but with precision, with clever tactics no alien could predict. Emma Brooks monitored one of her devices in a control room. The small drone she had built slipped into an alien ship's system and shut down its entire network. "Got one?" she whispered. "And there are more to come." Colonel Ramirez smiled. "Every ship we take out makes the next strike easier. They have underestimated us at every turn. That is our advantage." The counterstrike spread across multiple star systems. Human forces, smaller in number but faster and smarter, hit key targets. Supply lines, weapons factories, and communication nodes were destroyed. Entire fleets of aliens froze, unable to act. President Carter watched the reports with quiet pride. "The galaxy will remember this," he said. "Not because we are cruel, but because we are human, because we never gave up." Some sent messages demanding surrender. Others tried to flee. But Earth had anticipated every move. Human pilots blocked escape routes, and drones followed the fleeing ships, disabling them one by one. Ryan Cole saw an alien cruiser attempting to escape through a wormhole. He flew his fighter alongside it. Using a precise shot, he disabled its engines. The cruiser spun helplessly in space, a massive target for the next wave of human attacks. Eva Lang's squadron moved through asteroid fields and debris, using every natural cover to their advantage. They struck like shadows, leaving alien ships confused and panicked. "Humans fight differently," one alien commander said through a damaged comm. "They are not predictable. They are clever." Meanwhile, Earth's hidden carriers released swarms of automated drones. Each one was designed to disable or destroy specific targets. The aliens had no defense against them. Entire cruisers were disabled without a single human boarding them. Colonel Ramirez watched the screens, his heart pounding. "We are changing everything," he said. They thought they were invincible. They thought Earth was weak. They were wrong. On one of the outer colonies, civilians who had survived the initial attacks watched in disbelief as human fleets appeared. Messages from Earth spread through the galaxy, warning that humans were not to be underestimated. For the first time, fear replaced arrogance. Ben Hawkins monitored a key alien ship that had been controlling a large part of the fleet. His device slipped into its systems and shut down all weapons. "Target neutralized," he said. "Move to the next." Ryan Cole led his squadron into the heart of the alien fleet. The massive ships tried to fire back, but human strategies were too quick. Fighters moved in patterns the aliens could not predict. Every strike counted, every move calculated. "Focus on command ships," Eva Lang ordered. "Once they lose their leaders, the rest will collapse." The human forces moved like a single organism. Every pilot, every drone, every weapon worked together in harmony. The aliens could not fight as humans did. They relied on orders, coordination, and control. Once those systems failed, their strength turned into weakness. Colonel Ramirez watched as reports came in from multiple systems. Entire alien fleets had been disabled or destroyed. Communication networks were down. Supply lines were gone. Panic spread like wildfire. They thought they could crush us, he said quietly, and now they are the ones running blindly. In the midst of the chaos, President Carter issued a message to the galaxy. "We are humans," he said. "We do not seek conquest. We seek survival, but we will not be weak. We will not surrender. The galaxy must know that underestimating us is a mistake no one should repeat." Across the galaxy, alien civilizations paused. They had believed themselves stronger, smarter, and more powerful. Now they saw humans in a new light. They saw cunning, adaptability, and resilience. They saw a species that would not die quietly. Emma Brooks activated her final set of drones. They moved into the alien command centers, shutting down remaining weapons and systems. Entire fleets fell silent. For the first time in history, the galaxy was quiet, not because of fear, but because of humans' power and strategy. Ryan Cole and his squadron returned to Earth's orbit. They had struck deep into the heart of the enemy, disabling their fleets and reclaiming human colonies. Exhausted but proud, they looked down at the planet that had prepared them for this moment. Captain Eva Lang addressed them. "You have done something incredible, not just as pilots but as humans. Today, the galaxy will remember what happens when humans are cornered." Colonel Ramirez walked through the control room. Engineers, scientists, and soldiers cheered quietly. They knew this was not the end, but the beginning of a new reality. Humans had shown their strength, and the galaxy could no longer ignore them. President Carter looked at the hollow screen showing the disabled alien fleets. "We have survived," he said. "Not because they were weak, but because we were strong. Not because we were many, but because we were human. And now the galaxy knows it." In space, Ryan Cole looked at the stars. Systems that had once been lost were now under human control. Entire fleets lay disabled, and through it all, humans had acted not with mindless fury, but with careful planning, intelligence, and courage. Ava Lang joined him.
"This is only the beginning," she said. "The galaxy will remember today, but they will also fear what comes next."
Because humans do not forget, and humans do not surrender. Back on Earth, citizens celebrated quietly, knowing that the counterstrike had worked. Cities were safe, factories were still running, and human ingenuity had turned the tide of war. But no one became careless. They understood the cost of survival. They understood the importance of unity and courage. Ben Hawkins watched the reports of the alien fleets collapsing. "We showed them," he said quietly. "We showed the galaxy what humans can do." Colonel Ramirez nodded. "And this is only the start. The galaxy has learned a lesson today. Humans are not weak. Humans are not predictable, and humans will fight to survive, no matter the odds." President Carter smiled, looking at Earth from the safety of the command center. "We are humans," he said softly, "and today we made history." The galaxy had fallen silent, not because it was empty, but because it had finally understood the power of a species it had underestimated. Humans had struck, not blindly, but with purpose, strategy, and unity. And the silence that followed was not fear alone. It was the sound of the galaxy realizing that Earth had changed everything. The galaxy was quiet. Silence stretched across systems that had once been filled with the hum of alien fleets and the chatter of distant command centers. For the first time, civilizations that had ruled the stars paused, unsure of what to do next. Humans had struck with precision, skill, and courage, and the galaxy had no answer. On Earth, President John Carter watched the holoscreen that displayed the scattered alien ships. Many were disabled. Others had retreated, broken, or lost contact with their fleets. It was the first time in human history that the galaxy had truly taken notice of Earth. Lisa Morrow stood beside him, her expression serious but proud. "They are shocked," she said.
They never expected this. They assumed we would surrender, that we would cry for mercy.
But we didn't. And now they realize the truth. John nodded slowly. The galaxy has learned something important. John, Dad, humans are not weak. Humans are not predictable. Humans will not surrender. Colonel Alex Ramirez walked into the room. His boots echoed on the metal floor. "Our pilots report that several alien commanders are trying to regroup, but their communication networks are still broken. Their fleets are disorganized. They won't be able to launch coordinated attacks for a long time." Ben Hawkins joined them, holding one of his small devices. "We have given them a lesson they won't forget. One small device can cripple a fleet, and we have thousands more ready. We showed them that humans fight differently. They think strength is size and numbers, but humans have strategy, creativity, and determination. That is our true strength." Meanwhile, in orbit, Ryan Cole and his squadron returned from the Counterstrike. Their ships were slightly damaged, but they were victorious. The pilots floated in silence, watching the disabled alien ships spinning in space. It was a strange, eerie sight. Massive fleets that once seemed unstoppable now lay motionless, defeated by human skill and ingenuity. Ava Lang spoke over the comms. "This is not just a victory in battle. This is a warning to the galaxy. We will not be conquered. We will not surrender. And anyone who tries to threaten humanity will face the consequences." Alien civilizations began to send envoys. They did not demand surrender. They did not offer friendship. They were cautious, afraid, and respectful. No one had ever faced humans like this before. The species they thought weak had outsmarted them. The species they ignored had survived where others would have fallen. Emma Brooks monitored communications from her control room. "They are trying to negotiate," she said. "They want peace, but they know we are strong. They know we can fight back." John Carter addressed the galaxy through a secure transmission. His words were calm, firm, and measured. "Humans do not seek war. We do not seek to conquer. But we will defend ourselves. We will protect our people.
And we will never allow anyone to threaten our survival again. Let this be a lesson to all who doubt humanity."
We are clever, strong, and united. We are not to be underestimated. On Earth, civilians celebrated quietly. They did not shout or cheer loudly. They had seen the cost of war. Families reunited with loved ones who had been away in colonies or secret bases. Engineers and scientists rested for the first time in weeks. They had worked tirelessly to prepare the planet, and now the galaxy had noticed. In secret command centers, Alex Ramirez and Ben Hawkins continued to monitor alien fleets. Many ships had fled, many remained damaged, and some were attempting to regroup, but their confidence had been broken. They had underestimated humans. That mistake would cost them for a long time. Ryan Cole and Eva Lang flew through the debris of the defeated alien ships, surveying the aftermath. They saw the scale of their success. Entire fleets that had once dominated systems were now silent. Supply lines were gone. Command structures had collapsed. The aliens had no way to quickly recover. Humanity has changed the balance of power. Eva Lang said, quietly, "The galaxy will think twice before attacking us again." Back on Earth, John Carter met with his top leaders to discuss the future. "We have shown the galaxy that humans cannot be crushed," he said. "But we must also show that we do not seek conquest. We must build trust where we can, and remain prepared where we must. Humanity's future depends on wisdom, not just strength. We will need alliances, careful observation, and continuous improvement. The galaxy will remember today, and some will fear us. But we must be ready, always." Colonel Ramirez spoke up. "We have learned something important. Humans survive when cornered. Humans fight when desperate. Humans win when clever. That is our advantage. We must never forget it." Ben Hawkins added, "And we have proven it. Small weapons, clever strategy, and unity can defeat forces much larger and stronger than ourselves. That is a lesson the galaxy will carry for generations." In the distant systems that had once attacked Earth's colonies, alien leaders debated their next moves. They could not understand how a single species had outsmarted their fleets. Some suggested immediate peace talks. Others argued for regrouping and attacking again. But all agreed on one point: humans were different. Humans were dangerous. Emma Brooks observed these communications with quiet satisfaction. "They finally understand," she said. "They thought they could crush us easily. They thought we were weak. But now they know the truth." In human colonies, people began to rebuild. Supplies from Earth arrived, guided by human fleets that had cleared paths through the chaos. Systems once lost were reclaimed. Colonists who had fled returned home, and governments began to re-establish control. Humanity's reach across the stars had survived and grown stronger. Ryan Cole and Eva Lang flew back to Earth together. "We have done more than win battles," Ryan said. "We have changed how the galaxy sees humans. No one will forget this." Eva Lang nodded. "And they should not. Humans fight with courage, intelligence, and unity. That is our greatest power." In the months following the counterstrike, Earth worked to create a new balance in the galaxy. Ambassadors traveled to alien civilizations, negotiating treaties and agreements. These were not treaties of submission, but of mutual respect. Humans made it clear they would not attack unless provoked, but they also made clear that they would defend themselves at all costs. President Carter addressed his people. "We have faced extinction, and we have survived. We have faced overwhelming odds, and we have triumphed. The galaxy has learned that humans are strong, clever, and united. But we must continue to learn, to grow, and to be ready for whatever comes next. Today, humanity has earned its place in the stars." Lisa Morrow oversaw the rebuilding of Earth's defenses. She knew that the galaxy would never forget humanity's strength. Humans had shown they could fight differently, think differently, and survive differently. That knowledge would protect them for generations. Colonel Ramirez continued to train pilots and soldiers. They studied every aspect of the alien attack and every part of the human counterstrike. Humanity had learned from both victories and mistakes. Every human involved understood that preparation, intelligence, and unity were as important as courage in battle. Ben Hawkins worked on improving the devices and drones that had helped disable the alien fleets. "We must always be ready," he said. "The galaxy will not forget us, and we cannot forget what we are capable of. In space, Ryan Cole and his squadron patrolled the edges of human-controlled systems. They ensured that no rogue alien fleets could attack. Every planet, every colony, every station was watched and protected. Humanity had survived, but they would not be caught off guard again. Eva Lang looked at the stars. "Humans have changed the galaxy," she said. "We have shown that cleverness, courage, and unity are more powerful than size or weapons alone. The galaxy will remember us, and we will never be forgotten." Across Earth, ordinary people returned to their lives, but with a new understanding. They had been part of a great effort. Engineers, scientists, soldiers, and civilians had all contributed to survival. Every effort, every invention, every decision had mattered. Humanity had risen together, stronger than ever before. Emma Brooks received messages from alien civilizations requesting talks. They did not ask for surrender or submission. They asked for understanding, respect, and dialogue. Humans had won not by destroying everything, but by showing strength and intelligence that demanded recognition. President Carter addressed Earth one final time. "We have survived a great challenge. We have faced enemies who thought they were stronger, and we have shown them the truth. Humanity is clever, brave, and united. We will continue to protect our people, explore the stars, and live in peace when we can. But we will never be weak again. The galaxy has learned this lesson, and so have we." Colonel Ramirez, Ben Hawkins, Ryan Cole, Eva Lang, Lisa Morrow, and Emma Brooks all looked out at the stars. They had fought, survived, and changed history. The galaxy had fallen silent after humanity's counterstrike, but it would not stay silent forever. The message was clear. Humans were no longer to be ignored, no longer to be underestimated, and no longer to be threatened. The galaxy had learned that day that humanity was different. Humanity was strong. Humanity was clever. Humanity would survive. And in doing so, they had reshaped the balance of power forever. And on Earth, people looked up at the night sky, knowing that the galaxy had changed. They had faced extinction, faced enemies stronger than themselves, and survived. They had fought, they had won, and they would never be weak again. Humanity had proven itself, and the universe would never forget it.